You agreed to watch him. Watch him. Huey, Louie, the third one.
Welcome to MsMojo. And today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 stars you forgot were on kids' cartoons.
Peanut butter, mushy banana, and crushed honeycomb sandwiches.
For this list, we're looking at the most recognizable celebs who aren't recognizable in kids' animation. We'll only be considering those with recurring roles on the shows, so cameos will not count. Before we get started, let us know which star you recently learned voiced an animated character. Number 10. Rob Lowe, the Lion Guard.
This way, Lion Guard! Jump from rock to rock!
Since the 80s, Rob Lowe has stolen our hearts with his good looks and charms. How do we thank this man for being our type when we were teens and still being our type now?
Stop pooping.
We love consistency. From films like Class, St. Elmo's Fire, and About Last Night, to fan-favorite TV characters such as Sam Seaborn, Robert McAllister, Chris Traeger, and Captain Owen Strand, Lowe brings something special to absolutely everything he does. It feels fitting, then, that he voices Simba in The Lion Guard, a series based off the critically acclaimed Disney classic.
I'm also the king.
In Rob Lowe's hands, we have no doubt the iconic lion is being done justice in his introduction to new generations. Number 9. Estelle, Steven Universe.
I really want to come pick you with you. You'll be my American boy, American boy.
It's always a fun change of pace when musicians delve into acting work, especially voicing characters. We couldn't imagine anyone else who would bring such poise, class, and grace to Garnet the way Estelle does.
Steven, find the others and get to the control bridge.
Her voice is undeniably perfect for Garnet's wisdom, humility, strength, and effortless humor. Estelle gets to sing in a few episodes too, which is totally awesome and even a little reminiscent of her own music.
Take a moment to think of just flexibility, love, and trust.
While Garnet has such a prominent role in the show, it's easy to forget that she's voiced by the Grammy winner, simply because of how much Estelle gives to the character. Number 8. Linda Cardellini, Gravity Falls, Regular Show, and Sanjay and Craig. Perhaps best known for her portrayal of Velma Dinkley in the live-action Scooby-Doo movies, you can also spot Linda Cardellini as Hawkeye's wife Laura in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and Sarah Whitaker in the Daddy's Home franchise. She also plays the protagonist, Anna Tate Garcia, in the horror film The Curse of La Llorona, among many other notable performances.
Do you know anything about La Llorona?
What you may not have known is that Cardellini does quite a bit of voice work. Namely, you'll hear her as Wendy Corduroy in Gravity Falls, Cloudy J, or CJ, in Regular Show, and Megan Sparkles in Sanjay and Craig.
Wow, you got my skateboard back.
It was easy.
She has a pretty identifiable voice once you know it's her, so listen out for it next time you revisit one of these cartoons.
Hey, doofus, you'll never guess what happened. I just got fired.
What? Really?
Yeah, I guess pool check found out I was taking too many snacks.
How many?
Hey, wanna go break rules somewhere else?
Of course!
Number 7. Michael Cera, Braceface and the Berenstain Bears. We all know Michael Cera for his character of the stunted, awkward underdog in literally every one of his roles.
Jail?
Oscar! He didn't mean to tell me, but I figured it out.
No, I mean my dad is in jail?
Oh, I wouldn't worry about it. Bear's very good.
Okay.
But before that, he was actually a child actor.
Did you know that Matt's played his first Grand Hall recital at 16?
You'd be forgiven for not recognizing his voice since he was young, but he actually played quite a few characters who totally made up our childhoods, including Sharon's younger brother Josh in Braceface and Brother Bear in the Berenstain Bears.
Hi, guys. Aren't you sore, brother?
And tired?
You betcha, like never before.
Admittedly, these are shows that were more popular in Sarah's home country, Canada, but it's still pretty cool to hear him outside the way he's typically typecast, and before he became so well known. Number 6. Wendy Malick, The Owl House, Fillmore, and the X's. With a uniquely distinct voice, Wendy Malick is perfect for cartoon voiceovers. You might know her as Victoria Chase in Hot in Cleveland, Nina Van Horn in Just Shoot Me, or Ronnie Lawrence on Frasier.
No surgery, home the next day. That's a bee sting. Did they use the paddles?
No.
Well, talk to me after they've used the paddles.
Over the years, she's also played many character roles and starred in a plethora of guest parts.
You hear that? That's how it's been since the answer sheets got stolen. I hear it in my sleep. I add milk to my crisp rice cereal, and it sounds like my phone!
Still, you might have missed her in some animated classics like The Emperor's New Groove and its subsequent spin-off series, The Emperor's New School, where she played Chicha. She can also be heard in BoJack Horseman as BoJack's mom Beatrice, and in The X's as Mrs. X. Maybe more beloved, however, are her stints in Fillmore as Principal Folsom, and Eda Clothorn in the ongoing Disney series The Owl House.
All right, I'll teach you how to be a witch, but you have to work for me before you learn any spells. Deal?
Too tight.
Number 5. David Tennant, DuckTales. While Kate Micucci is recognizable in almost everything she does, some of the lesser-known voices go to our favorite duckling triplets, Huey, Dewey, and Louie, voiced respectively by comedians Danny Pudi, Ben Schwartz, and Bobby Moynihan. Another gem who comes as a surprise is the voice of Uncle Scrooge himself, David Tennant.
Oh, what are you gaping at? The curse is only activated if you ring the gong 3 times, and you already hit it 2 times, didn't you?
Tennant is adored as the 10th Doctor in Doctor Who, Kilgrave in Marvel's Jessica Jones, and Crowley in Good Omens.
Adam, reality will listen to you right now. You can change things.
And whatever happens, for good or for evil, we're beside you.
His Scottish heritage makes him quite possibly the perfect casting for Scrooge McDuck, though he's not the first person you might guess took on the role.
How do you respond to claims by other Scottish billionaires that they have the real jewel?
That bauble. It's nice, but it's obviously super cursed.
Number 4. Thomas Brodie Sangster, Phineas and Ferb. Thomas Brodie Sangster is known for quite the roster of films and TV shows, including Love Actually, Nanny McPhee, Game of Thrones, Maze Runner, and The Queen's Gambit. Those are all huge names, so it comes as no surprise that we all forget him as the voice of Ferb Fletcher on one of Disney's most beloved cartoons, Phineas and Ferb.
The day may come when we'll give up on fruitless searches after a mere 11 minutes, but that day is not today.
It doesn't help that Ferb only gets one line an episode either.
Actually, lads, I'm not a Brit or a Yank. I'm just Ferb.
But yes, Jojen Reed is in fact Phineas's green-haired, quiet, very British stepbrother.
Oh, don't worry, guys. Ferb's as British as ever.
An incredibly underrated actor, Brodie Sangster absolutely outdoes himself in every project he's cast in, even the ones where he barely speaks.
We shall not cease till he is found.
Number 3. James Avery, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Destroy them!
Despite the many amazing iterations of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that followed this one, it is never possible to overlook the original. There were so many things that made it such a great series, including everyone's favorite cheese grater reminiscent villain, the Shredder.
Attention, miserable turtles. You know who this is.
Shredder!
He's actually voiced by James Avery, a man the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air fans will know as Uncle Phil.
When you got this alleged confession from these 2 young men, did they have a lawyer present? No, because I'm their lawyer. Did you notify their parents?
While both characters had rather commanding demeanors, they couldn't be further from each other morally. Philip Banks was a generally positive father figure, while Shredder was, not so positive.
We need power for the blasters and new weapons, vehicles, a means of contacting the Technodrome.
Either way, both certainly made their impact on their respective shows. Number 2. Fergie, The Charlie Brown and Snoopy Show. Does the names Stacy and Ferguson ring a bell? Probably not, right? But you can gather how the iconic Fergie derived her stage name from it. Back when she was still Stacy, Fergie was actually the voice of 2 staple Peanuts characters in Season 2 of The Charlie Brown and Snoopy Show, Sally and Patty, not to be confused with Peppermint Patty.
Each student will drop his or her Valentine into this box. Please write all names clearly.
Fergie's flair for all things vocal would later lead her to pop star status. where she would join the Black Eyed Peas and find commercial success from several hit singles, including Fergalicious.
Fergalicious definition make them boys go crazy.
Still, her time in the acting world would not stop at the Peanuts gang.
See the Valentine I made for Linus? On the inside, I wrote, "To my sweet Babu."
She'd go on to star in films like Poseidon, Grindhouse, and Nine. Before we unveil our top pick, here are some honorable mentions. Julie Bowen, Rapunzel's Tangled Adventure, and DuckTales. Modern Family's Claire Dunphy voices Queen Ariana and Lieutenant Penumbra.
You're queen? I don't understand. Can't fight in my weakened state.
Come on!
AJ Mashaka, She-Ra and the Princesses of Power. Best known as one half of Allie and AJ, she can be heard as Catra in the She-Ra reboot.
What did you expect? After all, us Ethereans are so very emotional.
Finn Wolfhard, Carmen Sandiego. Chances are you probably don't remember this Stranger Things star in Carmen Sandiego.
Actually, today was my last day.
No, you weren't expelled.
No. My parents totally freaked when they heard about my school's bug problem. They decided homeschooling was safer.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. J.K. Simmons, Gravity Falls, and The Legend of Korra. If you've been bit by a radioactive spider in the last week, you might want to click off this video now. J.K. Simmons is known for tons of accoladed roles, but perhaps his most beloved is J. Jonah Jameson in the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, and now in the MCU.
What do you know about high society?
Oh, well,
Yeah, don't answer that. My society photographer got hit in the head by a polo ball. You're all I got. Big party for an American hero. My son, the astronaut.
If you're more of a DC fan, you'll also know him as Commissioner James Gordon. Of course, Simmons will also be familiar to the Law & Order fanbase as Dr. Emil Skoda.
How long have you been on the force?
14 years.
In all those years, how many murders have actually made sense?
None.
The actor also has quite the catalog of animated parts under his belt, 2 of which we absolutely adore. Uncle Ford in Gravity Falls, and Tenzin in The Legend of Korra.
I am not a reflection of my father. I am Tenzin. I am Tenzin.
Seriously, only J.K. Simmons could have played the legendary author of the journals and Avatar Aang's son. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.